Hi everyone, I'm Carrie Pena Herrera and I'm here to talk to you today about essential oils for special needs families. Now, I am the mom of two boys with autism, Noah and Evan, ages 9 and 8, and they are very different children. So one of the things I really want you to take away from today is that this is not a cookie cutter approach. It is not a one size fits all with special needs at all. But every child, special needs or not, can benefit from these essentials. Our A to Z chewables is the multivitamin with vitamins and minerals and the cellular energy blend, superfood blend, and a cognitive blend that's especially important for children with special needs. And then there's the IQ Mega, which is 1,000 milligrams of concentrated omega-3 fatty acids, very good for brain health, among other things. And then the PB Assist Junior, which is our probiotic supplement for children, which is very good for repopulating the gut with good bacteria to keep them healthy. But also, the majority of our neurotransmitters are in our gut. So in helping our digestive tract, we are also helping their brains. So that's pretty interesting. So when we're talking about essential oils and the placement for brain support, these are the areas we're looking at. The reflexology point for the brain is the bottom of the big toes. And then of course on the back of the neck is where the brainstem is. And if you just apply in an upward motion on the spine up towards the hairline, that's the optimal places for brain support. So when we're talking about children especially, we want to be very careful to dilute our essential oils properly. So this might be a spot where you want to pause the webinar and take a quick photo of this chart to have on hand for later. But this chart is very handy in helping us to know the ratio of how many drops of essential oil to carrier oil. Not only is diluting good to avoid skin sensitivity, but it also kind of creates a time release effect, which is really great for our children when they go to school, if they are in a school where they're not allowed to reapply during the day. So by diluting, we can help those essential oils to give them benefits for a longer period of time until they come home from school. So getting into some of the oils that would be really helpful for these children, frankincense. Frankincense is the king of the oils. It supports brain health because it can pass the blood-brain barrier. It supports a healthy inflammatory response and proper neurological and brain activity. So no wonder we would want to use this oil for children with special needs. It can also help with easing feelings of overwhelm associated with meltdowns. In that instance, you would want to place it over the heart. Anytime we're using oils for support with emotional health, putting it over the heart and the pulse points are really the optimal places for that time. DDR Prime, if I were going to name one oil that every child with special needs should be using, it would be this one. DDR Prime is our cellular complex blend, and it helps protect the body against oxidative stress to cellular DNA. It also helps support a healthy response to cellular stressors. And it is the biggest form of antioxidants that you can get on the planet. With our children, what we see is an increase in receptive and expressive language. There may be an increase in eye contact and may help with behaviors, probably because they're less frustrated because they're able to communicate more effectively. And it can also help with difficulty in transitioning, again, because they're just seem to be more peaceful once their cells are operating more optimally. So this is the number one in my recommendations. Now, copaiba. Copaiba has been a game changer for special needs in our family, as well as many families that I've been helping with essential oils. You can see all the benefits that copaiba can have for anybody, but you see number 5 I have highlighted there, support proper neurological function, which is obviously very important when we're dealing with special needs children. So copaiba is an endocannabinoid oil, but it's not CBD or THC. It's something called beta-caryophyllene, BCP. So basically, we're getting a lot of the same benefits that you would see from, say, medical marijuana, but without those psychoactive effects that you get from THC. And also, it's legal, which is important. doTERRA wouldn't have it any other way, and obviously a fraction of the cost. So what we can see with copaiba is that it can help calm anxiousness, ease distress with transitioning and overstimulation, and it helps to calm neural excitability. So really calming the mind down, which can help them to learn more effectively and help with development. So what we've seen with my older son is that he has started to use the toilet for number 2, which is a huge win. And with our younger guy who struggles with focus issues and singing to himself all day long, this has really calmed down that self-talk so that he can focus better within the classroom. So special needs children tend to have weaker immune systems. They just do. So it's very important that we work to strengthen those. And the On Guard products are just amazing for this. And as well as removing the harmful toxins from the environment that we use in our cleaners and our laundry soaps. We don't realize just how much damage we can be doing and how much more sensitive these children are to those things in our environment. So these are the line of products. I won't go through them all, but the one I do want to highlight here is the new sanitizing mist, which is amazing. And I do use this on my boys as soon as they walk in the door before they touch anything. Any germs that they might be carrying in, we want to deal with those before they touch their toys or run in for a snack. So very important that we support their immune systems. Balance. Balance is the grounding blend. It really does help to promote whole body relaxation. So what we can see with children with special needs, this would be the oil that you would want to use for a child that has a lot of issues related to overstimulation. You may see a child that's a hand flapper or somebody that's rocking in their chair. What they're trying to do with those self-stimulatory behaviors is really to calm their systems. And balance really helps in aiding that. So we see children that use balance decrease with those self-stimulatory behaviors just because they don't need it quite as much, because they are getting that calmness from the oil. Also, because of that, they're becoming more aware of the world around them because they're not so wrapped up in trying to calm themselves. It's a very powerful oil and very calming. Intune is our focus blend, so you can imagine that this is what's going to help children to stay on task at school. So for those children that just seem like they're in their own world and really have difficulty with distractions, this is the ideal oil for them. Also helps them to be more aware of their surroundings. A lot of children on the spectrum are not aware, happen to wander off or get hurt a lot because they're just not paying close attention. And Intune is very good in helping them to be more aware. This oil also helped us with potty training because it just helped my son to be more aware of his own body, more in tune with the feelings, like the sensations of needing to use the potty. So I think that's worth its weight in gold right there. And the emotional aromatherapy system. This is a genius kit that doTERRA has come up with. It has 6 different emotional blends: motivate, cheer, passion, forgive, console, and peace. So this is really a valuable tool for special needs parents. It can also be a great tool in schools if you are in a school that is open to using emotional aromatherapy. It would be a great tool for teachers to have in the classroom. And what doTERRA has done is they've created this great tool here. It's an emotional wheel. And what you do is you locate the emotion on that inner spoke and then follow it out to the bottle that would help address that emotion. Now, if you have a child that can do that, that's wonderful. If you have a child that doesn't have those communication skills, a great idea would be to use pictures of emotions, whether it's a crying face or a scared child. And if they can identify what they're feeling through pictures, then you're able to administer the oil. But what's great about essential oils is that you can't make a mistake here. If you use an oil that really wasn't the one that they needed, you're not harming them, and you are still doing something positive for them on a cellular level. So in this instance, I would say trust your gut. Mommy instincts, you can't say too much about that. Digestion. So a lot of children with special needs have tummy issues. We see that in that there's improvements with many children that go on a gluten-free and dairy-free diet just because their stomachs can't handle certain things. Digestion is an amazing oil. It's the most fast-acting for me personally. I do have stomach issues as well. But what's also great about this is if you do have a child that can't communicate what's wrong, you can try putting this on and see if they get any relief from any discomfort that they may have. And again, if they don't, you didn't do anything wrong and they're fine. So often when my child is having a hard time and I don't know what's going on, I will put this on and I'll maybe put frankincense over their heart. Just maybe it's an emotional thing. So again, especially with children that cannot communicate what's going on, essential oils are an amazing tool because we can help them without fear of hurting them. So that is a pretty amazing thing. So sleep, this is probably the main thing that I get approached on from special needs parents. I did not sleep for the first 6 years of my son's life because he was just really struggling in this area. So Serenity, which is the restful blend, is amazing, and I use this for myself. Now, some children do become restless with lavender, which happens to be in the blend. So for my children, I use cedarwood, which helps the body to produce its own natural melatonin. So they're getting exactly the amount they need. Whereas when you take a synthetic, you're kind of playing with it, trying to find the right dose. And then wild orange, I layer on top. That helps to quiet brain chatter. Now, vetiver is kind of my emergency oil. If they're really giving me a hard time at bedtime, that one will really knock them out. But then again, it can cause some vivid dreams. So very important to layer that wild orange on there to quiet the brain so that they can sleep. And when the kids sleep, mama can sleep. So this Serenity Restful Complex is my best friend. This will give you the best night's sleep. It contains L-theanine, which is a natural amino acid that helps your body to produce the melatonin that it needs. And then, of course, I have the Serenity oil and, again, wild orange, because we know that as moms, our minds can just race. We can be thinking about what's on tap for tomorrow, how the day went today, the future of our children. We like to torture ourselves while we're laying in bed, don't we? So wild orange will really help to calm your mind down so that you can get a good night's rest. Mothers of children with autism have stress levels comparable to combat veterans. And I'm sure this doesn't just pertain to autism, but stress can do so much to our bodies. And it's very important that as parents, we take care of ourselves. And sometimes that feels a little selfish, but when you step back and think about it, you're taking care of your child's parent. So in a way, aren't you taking care of your child if you take care of yourself? And you need to be at your best so that you can take care of them the best possible way you can. So number one thing that I like to see our special needs mommies on is, of course, Lifelong Vitality. Those are the 3 supplements there in the middle. They work in synergy together to really give you a great foundation of health and wellness and vitality. They help you to get through the day and just be functioning at your best. And then over to the left, those are my 2 favorite mood oils. We've already talked about Peace, which is the one that really helps to bring me down when I'm having anxious thoughts. And then Elevation, I like to say this one's the one that brings me up. So this is the Joyful blend, really good when you're having feelings of sadness and despair. So Elevation lifts me up and Peace brings me back down. Those are my 2 favorite mood oils. And then over to the right is Mito to Max. Mito to Max is our natural energy and stamina complex. So this is stimulant-free, no caffeine whatsoever, not going to make you jittery, but it gives you great physical and mental energy. Mental energy, so important, just so that you don't have that brain fog. You're able to get through the day and just feel great. And this quote here at the bottom, most, if not all of us, are sicker than our kids. That's probably really shocking to us. We don't think about ourselves at all. We're really wrapped up in taking care of our children. So again, very important that we take care of ourselves so that we can take care of our kids. So this is another one you might want to pause your screen and take a picture here, because I'm not going to really go through all of these oils, but I again want to reiterate that it's very important that when you're helping a special needs family, if you're a wellness advocate or if you're a parent of a special needs child, what you really want to know is what the trigger is. When we're talking about a child with special needs, is it an obsessive thought that they're having? Are they in need of a detox? Are they waking up in the middle of the night because of bad dreams? If we can identify what those triggers are, we can be very much more informed in making the right decision of which oil to use for that particular child, because again, it is not a one size fits all. So again, this is me, and that is my Facebook group there, Drops of Hope. If you have any questions or if you have any special needs families that would like more of this information, I do have a longer webinar pinned to the top of that group that you're welcome to access from that link right there. Thank you for joining me today. Have a good day.